Okay, so welcome to day 9 of Advent of Code. Um, uh, Day 8, as you may have seen, I failed to capture live. So I just recorded a little recap earlier today. Um, so I don't have a lot of reflections on that other than um, I should read the problem because I solved completely the wrong problem. What I solved was interesting and fun, and actually, I wasn't terribly angry that I had wasted a lot of time and effort solving a different problem because I kind of liked my solution, and it was sufficiently general purpose that I could adapt it to solving the real problem. So, that was fine. Um, I was very upset that the screen recording was not saved. And so the lesson from that, I am just using like Mac OS's built-in screen capture utility, which is probably not intended to be entirely bulletproof. There's no excuse for where this thing went. I haven't debugged exactly what went wrong. Maybe it was because it's the first recording I've ever done that was over an hour, and that must be more than 20 gigs or something. So I can imagine it having limits, like it's not designed for that, but it certainly shouldn't silently throw away the entire thing, as seemed to happen. But anyway, the real lesson there is that I should be using a real a tool that's intended for relatively high stakes capture of live content. So I started setting up this OBS, which is an open source, what is it called? Open Broadcasting System thing. But I didn't finish before tonight, so I'm going to try to use Apple's tools to capture tonight. And let this be a record of my guarantee that it will have worked for day 9. Yeah, I'm good with that. But hopefully tomorrow I'll be using this OBS thing, and uh, once that is set up, then I think I'll be able to live stream kind of just as easily as I can capture locally. And I have no idea who would be interested in watching me live, but maybe I'll do that. So that's a thing. Um, what else is going on? So we're at day 9 in this event. Oh, sorry. I should enter a focus mode, shouldn't I? Yeah, let's focus. We're at day 9 of the event. At this point, the problems, you should expect them to be somewhat non-trivial, so you should read them carefully. And despite the fact that was day 7 the easy one, despite that we've had an easy one relatively recently, trying to get a, trying to jump ahead and write code really quickly so you can submit an answer in 3 or 4 minutes, maybe isn't a great strategy at this point. I'm never going to make the leaderboard on the fast ones anyway because my fingers don't move very well. I need complicated problems for me to have any kind of chance at all. So, anyway, let's see what day 9 has to offer us. Height map. Okay. Find the low points. Locations are any of their adjacent locations. Okay. So let's. No, not you. You. Okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay. So, the location lower at any. Okay, no diagonals. Okay, so let's actually, um, uh, and I don't know what we should, no, let's actually just call it X. Oh, no, we're gonna do the array thing again, right? Um, these are gonna be arrays of length 2 are gonna be coordinates because I don't have I can't be bothered to build a struct with an X and Y field because that's just way too much work is to write the word struct. So, this is why I can't do fast ones because I'm too slow. Let's. This is taking a really long time. If X. Oh no, but I only. Why? This is if you want to include diagonals. Um, this is all much more logic than I need for this. Um, if is is greater than 0. Um, um, see, I've lost the thread. I'm just not thinking straight, so it's not going well. So, one, two, what a convoluted and slow way to do the stupidest thing in the world. Come on. um, just so. I apologize for however many minutes you've watched me writing this because that's not a good use of your time. That's the kind of thing that should actually be in a library somewhere. So let's neighbors of 2, 3, and the neighbors of 0, 0. Yeah. No. Neighbors of 0, 0. I didn't declare something. Pause. Oh, we really don't need a name for that. And you're right about that. Warning. You're right. Let's just get rid of those warnings because they're going to bother us every time we run it. So the neighbors of 2, 3, we have 4 neighbors and 2 neighbors. So that seems 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Yeah, okay. So let's assume the neighbors is right. Okay. Now. I wonder if this thing is square. It probably is square. Data. You index by y first. Data y is. Let's do it the sensible way around. If the neighbor, okay, low point, the low that are lower, so is greater than or equal to data n1 and 0. Loop, and it's a continue, not a break. We had a day we did all that wrong. Okay, find all the sum. Okay. Check that this compiles. It doesn't. 35? Was that the first one? 35, yeah. 3, 4, if. Go. Okay, that compiles. So what is the risk level? Is 1 plus its height. Okay. Plus equals Um, this is actually going to work either way. Actually, should we no. Let's just do it. Are we going to have to stringify these things first, though? I mean, does it take a character, or does it only take a string, is my question here. Come on. And I don't know the answer to that, but we might as well give it a try. Ooh. Oh, come. Cannot. Okay. Wow, this is super cumbersome. So this is another case where we're duplicating code, and if we had pre-processed our input to turn it into two-dimensional array of numbers, we'd at least be doing all this line noise stuff in just one place. But, well, is 580 a... It could be an answer. Is it? Yeah, okay. Very slow, but we got there. I don't think I understand. Is it always bounded by nines? I guess it's always bounded by nines. This would have been a good place to use a breadth first search library routine, but I do not have a breadth first search library routine yet. So, I guess we just have to explore this thing manually, which is effectively writing a breadth first. So, let's actually save our code. Forget this stuff. Well, we might use output later. What am I doing? Okay. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna add every point to a set. So, oh, and we need a queue for this as well? Do we? Okay. I wrote a node-based queue. It's a trivial structure. It's just and you can just push and pop from it, I think. Var queue, no, to process. Queue is good enough. Okay. While let. or contains let's actually do it the other way. Then oh, we could have well okay, so so we're just keeping an array of all these basins, right? Let's see what happens when we try to run this. Doesn't work. Oh, Q. What kind of a Q? Q of int arrays, right? That doesn't look ridiculous. So, ooh, I mean, there are a lot of them, but that's okay. What was our warning? Variable was never mutated. Q push. I guess I didn't label these. Oh, it's a class. I made it a class. I think that's fine. Okay, so we want to find how do you sort? Can you pass? You can pass. That's a trailing closure, so I can do that. So, well, no, actually, we can do it in place. Basins sort. And let's actually stop printing that. Come on. So, yeah, that looks good. And so what do we want? We want size, including the low point. Yeah, that looks good. Find the three largest and multiply their sizes together. Okay. Our basins are not terribly what? Set. Of course, are not terribly big. And they're all kind of, the big ones are similar size. I don't know. I guess, no, I guess these are sane numbers. So, and that's the kind of number Advent of Code likes. 5, 6 digits. Yeah, okay. And we're in the top 1,000 on the second part. So, so we got there in the end. Is there anything to say about this? Nah. Well, I might as well walk through the algorithm again because I have no idea how much is obvious. So what I did was, it's nice to have utility function to come up with neighbors, and the whole neighbors on a grid on a bounded grid thing is so common in Advent of Code. This function should really be in the library, right? Or a better version of this function, because you saw me writing something totally different and then screwing it up and so forth. Then what I did was write a trivial breadth first. Well, what did I do? Okay, we saw how we found the lows. We just looked at all the neighbors and we saw if it was lower than all the neighbors. The basins, it's just a very simple breadth first search. And so we start at the low point. We search, we look at all of its neighbors, and all the neighbors that haven't hit a ridge, of size 9 that we haven't seen before, we queue them up to explore all of their neighbors as well, and we add them to the basin. And then what we end up with is a set of all the points in the basin, right? And then, we just sort the basins based on how big they are, and we multiply the biggest 3. So there you go. So that is day 9 of Advent of Code. Hopefully this recording will work, and I'll post it, and then I'll see you tomorrow, possibly live. See you then.